Hello and welcome to your second tutorial on Ubuntu Linux. This tutorial is going to be very self-explanatory. I'm going to go over just how to use the graphical user interface, or GUI for short. This is going to be very self-explanatory because as you can see, if you've used Windows or Mac OS, just using it is very simple. So I'm just going to go over some of that with you. And keep in mind, there are actual terms for each of these, which you can find in the manual, or the startup guide. I can actually show you that. So hold on, I can find it here. Okay, no. Here we go. So this version of Ubuntu I'm using is the LTS version, or long-term support. That's something else I want to mention. Ubuntu is released every 6 months. So there's a version that's released in April, and there's a version that's released in October. Usually when the versions are released, it's called Ubuntu the year dot the month. So as of right now, the current version of Ubuntu is 1810, and each version of Ubuntu is followed by an animal name. So similar to how Android uses desserts to name each version, Ubuntu uses animal names to denote each version. But also occasionally, if you're not the one who prefers to update your OS every 6 months, you can use the long-term version, which lasts for 5 years. So the current version that I'm using is an LTS version, Ubuntu 16.04, which the next version, I'll just show you mine, will run until, let's see, 17, 18, 19, 20, so 2021 basically. But getting back, I'm going to show you the starter guide that basically goes over just the basics of using the OS, and it has the proper terminology. But I'm going to do my best and basically break it down to you in simple terms, or as best as I can. I will be going over this with you, so you have a better idea, but only time can tell. So, as you can see, you have the taskbar at the very top. Basically, anytime you open an application, the menu for that application will change. So I've just opened up the native word processor, and as you can see, the menu, the taskbar has changed to the menu for that specific application. Okay, so let me get out of this. Okay. So, very basic stuff. So you have the volume, clock, the main menu. So here, information about the computer, help. So if you want to understand how to use basic commands, or you're just stuck on something, this is where you can go and get all that details. So let's type something in like what is the dock? What is the dock? Okay, so that doesn't exist. But you get the idea. So here on the left hand side, these are where your icons are. So, and like I said before, very similar to Windows and Mac OS. So you have the trash can, your trash goes, your files go here. As you just saw, that if you want to delete your stuff, just right click, select empty trash, and boom, there you go. What else? Here we have our workspace switcher. So say that you have, I'm just gonna open this as an example here. Say that you have browser open. So go to here, right? And just say that you have just opening up the document. So this is a test, blah blah blah. All right. So you have that open. Just say that you don't want to clutter up your screen. You just click on the workspace switcher, and you go to a new window, and you can open up another window. So I'm just gonna open up. Open up this. Yeah, that should suffice. So yeah. All right. Okay, so let's just get back to the main window. Okay. And close out of this. Alright. Oh yes, here's something else. Here's something else to keep in mind. Whenever you are in an application and you want to get back to the desktop, scroll over to the Show Desktop icon, click on that, and you get back to the desktop. Whenever you want to find different programs or install different programs, you'll need to select the Ubuntu software application as so. And this is the marketplace, or where you can get applications. Now, I believe the applications are free, though it should be. But yeah, this is where you'll be able to find different applications. So as you can see, if you want to find applications for music, just select music. Okay, bad example. Here we go. Here are the categories. So basically, yeah, so if you want to find applications based on a certain category, just select one of these options. So let's just select graphics. So these are the, I would say, popular applications. So you find the one that you're interested in. So I'm gonna select Blender, and it'll give you a brief description on the application itself, the version number, the size, and then you have a bunch of reviews to find out if the application is good or if the application is a piece of crap. And when you want to install the application, you click on install. You're going to get this notification, which basically will tell you you need to enter your password, so I'm going to enter mine. So wait for this to install. I'm going to uninstall this because, well, I'm just going to show you this as an example. So just let it boot up. Or install, sorry. Alright, so it's installed, and there's the application itself. So I'm going to launch it. Alright. As you can see, Blender is the application used for 3D models. So I'm going to remove that. Yes, I want to remove. And it's in the process of removing it. Now, as I showed you in the previous tutorial, one of the main applications that you're going to be using a lot is the terminal. Now, unlike Mac and Windows, Linux, the power of Linux is within this window, the terminal. And basically, this is where you have full access to your OS. Now later on I'm going to show you how to basic commands on how to use the terminal. Only time will tell. Now this right here, this is your dock. And this right here is where you'll be able to search throughout your computer. So as you can see, this right here is your docket, and this is where you can get a quick glance at what files you opened. So a perfect example of this is this is the Start button, the equivalent to that on Ubuntu. So say for example you want to I don't know, type in volunteer, because I have a volunteer folder, and type in enter. Okay, bad example, but here, like I type in volunteer, and these are all the folders that are within the volunteer folder. So if I can type in terminal, the terminal will come up. So basically, you can enter anything or any application or file that you have. So so we have Alt. Oh. So you get the idea. So what I'm going to do within the next tutorial is I'm going to try as best as I can to provide you with what each application does, and further down the line I will be going over the commands within the terminal. So until then, take care.